Hey everyone, Steve Schofield here from Schofield's Flowers. As you know, they call me Scof.
And I'm Chris Fratterigo. People call me Fratty. Where are we today, Scof?
We are at Schofield's Flowers Valentine's Day pop-up here at Lunetta All day in Santa Monica, 2420 Pico Boulevard in Santa Monica, California. And what a day. A little windy today, but I'm telling you what, it's been a fantastic week.
It's been fun to watch everything on social media play out. I know I wasn't able to be here on Friday and Saturday. I'm here today on Valentine's Day, which is obviously a very special day.
Thank you, Fratty.
I know. You got me flowers.
There you go. You got your own flowers.
But for Schofield's brand, it's a very important day in the history of the flower shop and kind of the legacy.
It is. So, I mean, for those who don't know who Schofield's Flowers is, my grandfather started in 1896, Big Bill Schofield, and in 1920, Dean O'Banion, a young newsie who used to work for him, came in and he became a gangster for the North Side Mob, and North Side Gang they would call him, and he wound up offered my grandfather $10,000 in cash on the table and said, we need a front, we need to be partners, and not much arguing you're going to do when you're dealing with the mob. So that led to him then being killed in 1922 by Al Capone's guys.
Right.
And then Jaime DePaul Weiss, who took over the gang, along with Bugs Moran, was killed on Holy Name Cathedral steps in 26, and then in 29, 95 years ago, the St. Valentine's Massacre went down with 7 guys were killed in the North Side garage on Clark Street, but 5 of them were actually from the O'Banion group. They actually thought that Bugs Moran was in there, but he was across the street grabbing a coffee, and next thing you know, the shooting went down. It was like a firing squad. They came in dressed as cops, and that was really the thing that put Capone away, because the city had enough. For 20 years there was gangland fighting and everything, and they were just done with it. So my grandfather was the florist to the mob, and how can business was good.
Business was booming, as they say.
Booming.
Yep.
So it's in respect to the guys that passed away and everything, it's just like, it's something that's been so dear to me in my whole life. I mean, as a kid, when I was working in the flower shop, I mean, we slept in the flower shop on cots. It didn't matter. You were working at all times during the holidays. And this has been work, setting this thing up. But, we're just enjoying it. A year ago today, Fratty, we had this exact setup, but over inside.
Right.
And with Brian Jarman, one of my closest friends and clients in the business, and I wound up booking the Netflix Chicago 7.
That's right.
For the brand, I mean, people ask me, who is Schofield's Flowers? And I try to tell them that, look, it started with me. I just sort of got tired of having partners. I wanted to do something different. I realized that I was a brand. I was writing a lot. We wrote a book of short stories that, it turned out we put it in between our coasters.
Right.
And it came out. It was very funny. We got after the pop-up we did last year here, we wound up getting invited to the Mob Museum to do a podcast, and that went very well. And the next thing you know, we're turning into a brand, and that's what we are now. So we're working on some incredible pop-ups for other brands. We've got a couple meetings already this weekend with people stopping here, giving cards. An architect came by. A rep for different magazines through Penske came by today, and the restaurant business is also changing. So our thoughts is that for a restaurant, why not have entertainment? Why not have something that they're going to be doing? So when it comes to Schofield's Flowers, we're really a brand, and we're pushing different types of menswear now. We designed the line of smoking jackets, which did very, very well.
Yep, and you're wearing one of them right now.
This was the inspiration. This jacket was given to me by Hugh Hefner. As a kid, I was like 19 years old, but I knew Hugh Hefner since I was 10 years old because I was a runner and I was dropping off the flowers while the truck would drive around the block.
Back when he was in Chicago.
Yeah, so at the mansion. So next thing you know, I'm looking at this. I met Nicola Angelos, who we're going to get on the show in just a bit. She's got a pop-up inside, and we'll show you. We'll have some cuts of showing you what the pop-up actually looks like. And we've also got Chef at 420 Chef here, and we're selling his CBD oil here today. And we're going to have Jeff give us a rundown on this oil, and it's sort of like the Scotch or the bourbon that we've been talking about. The barrel.
Yeah, it has all the info about where it was bottled, the barrel, all that kind of stuff.
Incredible.
So you know what you're getting and all that. And now, obviously, for you guys watching this, you can't come down while you're watching this because this is recorded in the past. This isn't live. But you'll have all the links and things to go there. But I know, Scof, this is the third annual Schofield's Flowers pop-up on Valentine's Day.
It is.
And I think the thing that I think makes sense about who we are and how we've been successful in our careers is every time we do these, whether or not you come down to buy some oil or the flowers that we got or different things, we meet people and we connect with them.
Yep.
And whether it's that day, 3 days, 3 months, 3 years later, we still have those relationships to where then we're doing some sort of collaboration, which is part of the Schofield's Plus brand that we've been working on. And so it's just been something that's in our DNA of how we like to conduct business, and partnering with the Lunetta All day to have this. It's a win-win for everyone. It enhances their brands. It gives their customers either waiting to get in or as they're leaving an extra experience
That's what they talked about. I mean, the receptionist said to me, Steve, I got to tell you, the pop-up has been a blessing for us because they can't seat everybody as quickly with COVID going on.
Right.
And we are very mask safe. We have masks here that are from Co-Protect, who came and sent over masks for everybody, and I just did a campaign for them, and so thank you, Co-Protect Global. We love these masks, and people have been grabbing some, and so it's like it's just an opportunity to give some of the folks that are walking around a few-minute break, and they come over and look before they get buzzed on their phone, and they go inside. And Nicola's been selling a lot of different things, and it's not about necessarily selling the flowers or selling anything. It's more about the connections that we're making, like you said.
Yep.
Look where we're going to be next week.
We're going to be, because this will be out before them, but this week we're going to be going down to the all-new storefront in San Clemente for North Menswear, a little brand that I was introduced to, 5 or 6 years ago.
Yep.
And it was just a small boutique. It's kind of like, if for the followers that have been following us all along, it's like an American version of the Bloke. They're really focused on American-made goods with an emphasis on things local. And so we're going to be going to their new storefront in San Clemente to do a podcast, social hour with them. And again, it's just relationships that happened 5 years ago that now made sense for us to collaborate and do something together. And I hope it opens up doors, because I got plenty of ideas of how we can collaborate with them.
Oh, my God.
That we'll be able to talk then. And now, I do want to say, before we get Jeff on, because I know he's ready to go, I just want to have you quickly hold on to everything before the tornado comes through. But, let's talk about this one. What do we got going on here? I know you mentioned we got Shagbagg, we got Jeff's oils here. What all, do we have going on for the guests that weren't able to come, so they know what to expect next time?
Yeah, we have this brand called, I apologize, Naughty Hustle. I know I was naughty. I almost went with naughty. But Charlotte's, her hanging planters are just fantastic. Well, you just bought one.
Yep,
which
got
is
one
great.
for the wife. Already will have given it to you, so no surprise there.
We've got, of course, Shagbagg is here. Yep. Get Shagged is her IG. We've got flowers that we went down and hand-picked the flowers, and I actually designed all the flowers, which was...
And they look great.
Thank you. I hadn't done it in like 40 years. And then we bought some succulents from a grower downtown that's been doing it for over 40 years, a Japanese firm down there. And it was just really cool to get back into the history. And then we also... from the Cigar Warehouse, they gave us some really nice Cohiba ashtrays to sell here.
Yep.
And we got Co-Protect. And that's about for this one. We wanted to, because of COVID, we wanted to be just a little bit careful, right?
Of course.
But we're going to have some other situations going down where we're going to be doing like the podcast that we're going to have next week and everything. And then we've
Absolutely.
also got a collab with LC King coming up, so we're super excited about that.
Yeah. So obviously, I was just going to say, for those brands watching this now, we're sorry you couldn't join us for this one, but definitely reach out. Let us know. We'd love to talk about either an event at your spot or the next time we do an event, have you join on board as well.
Yeah. So why don't we bring our guest on?
All right, let's bring on Jeff, the 420 chef,
in
the house.
Jeff, don't step on my face.
Well, thanks for having me. This is awesome to be here. It's a lot of fun.
It's good to see you.
You guys have done a great job with all the different brands here. I'm very impressed. It looks really great.
Thank you very
Good
much.
job.
Well, we love you guys, and we love Jared, who was here on Friday, and I know he does all your marketing.
Yeah,
and
well,
everything.
Jared's amazing. I mean, you don't get much better. Not only is he an amazing business person and marketing person, he's also my son.
Yeah.
So, and dads can be tough on their sons, but he's amazing. He doesn't need that.
Well,
he's tough on me.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, as they say, right? So tell us what's been going on with you, and tell us about this CBD oil.
Yeah, sure. So, we had to pivot because of COVID.
Right.
We were about to open up one of the world's first cannabis edibles lounges and restaurants in West Hollywood. March 19th, they told us we had to stop because of COVID. We couldn't open April 20th, so we really just started everything over again, but this time with CBD and really going down the product manufacturing route.
Okay.
So just like we have tasteless canna oil, right? Now we have tasteless CBD olive oil. And the cool thing about this is that this is a limited run, all right? It comes from the Menaki olive. There's only one tree in Greece called the Menaki olive tree that produces the Menaki olives. It's limited, right? We were really, lucky enough to get this oil and to work with, a manufacturer out there to actually infuse it to make a tasteless CBD canna oil, right? So there's no THC in here, but you get the benefits of CBD. But here's the beauty of it. This is a 50 milliliter bottle. Every milliliter has 1 milligram of CBD. So there are 5 milligrams. There are 5 milliliters of oil in a teaspoon, right?
Right.
That means you're going to get 5 milligrams of CBD in a teaspoon, and that's the perfect dose.
Oh, that's
so
fantastic.
It's easy to work with. It's really inexpensive. We're really bringing it out to the world just to say, hey, here's something special from us. It's COVID time.
Yep.
Not trying to make a whole lot of money on it, but just trying to get it out there because it is, like I said, limited run. It's very hard to find Menaki olives. The Menaki olive oil is very rare. So it's here, and we're excited to hear. That's yours.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm gonna put it on my food the minute I get some because I'll tell you, my feet are killing me and my hip flexors, man.
Just order a salad from Lunetta. Add it to the dressing. And you're good to go.
Awesome. I can't even wait.
And Jeff, we were talking about it just off camera. So you mentioned already that this is the CBD, doesn't have THC.
Correct.
We've talked about it in other episodes, but again, for some of the new listeners who maybe don't understand exactly the differences, maybe you can go in again.
Sure. So the cannabis plant, sister plant is the hemp plant, right? So hemp and cannabis are pretty much sisters, right? The cannabis plant has a much higher potency of THC, which is what gets you high, right? Sometimes cannabis can have some CBD in it as well, it's cannabidiol, and that actually, is another medicinal property, right? And that helps with anxiety and with pain and joint relief, and there's a lot of great things that CBD can help with, right? So I can't say that it actually does that because we're not in that world just yet, but if you look up the research, you'll see the good research and anecdotal evidence starts to show. So we realized that we can do a CBD version of what we're doing with the hemp plant. So we go to hemp, we take the hemp plant, we extract from the hemp plant the trichome, which is the same thing like on a cannabis plant. The trichome is a little gland, looks almost like a mushroom, and that's what houses the cannabinoids, right? So then what we do is we'll remove all the compounds from the plant that are not in the trichomes, that cause that danky taste, like the chlorophyll, the terpenes, and the flavonoids. We pull those out. We have a very pure plant now, which is just the cellulose of the plant in the trichome. In that trichome is the CBD. Then we put it into our oil, and the oil gets the benefits of the CBD. So it's pretty awesome. And CBD is out there. You can buy it anywhere. You can ship it anywhere. It's legal. And the difference is when it's a cannabis plant or a cannabis product, anything that has any more than 0.3% of THC is considered cannabis. So this CBD, for example, is pure CBD that's gone into the olive oil.
Wow, that's amazing. And I know that you got into this because, I forget the exact reason you got into it, but I mean, I know you've helped a lot of friends out that have had cancer and different things like that.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's how I got into it. We had a family member who was suffering from brain cancer. My best friend's mom, she actually at the time she was suffering with stage 4 ovarian cancer.
Wow.
So and these people. They knew that cannabis could help them, but they didn't like the taste of the cannabis in their food. And I was challenged to take out that taste. I ended up taking out that taste and figuring out how to make edibles that don't taste like weed, but still give you the benefits of the THC and or CBD. And that's how it started. Word got out. We started doing a lot of, little parties here and there. All of a sudden, the Daily Beast did a story on me, and Newsweek did a story on me, and word got out. And once it started building like that, we could cook for a lot more people. Thankfully, I've been able to cook for a lot of people, who really needed this on a medicinal level. Unfortunately, many of them are not around anymore, but I really do believe that, by doing what we do, we were able to help them, in those last phases of what they're going through, through transitioning.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Well, I can't even wait to try it because my hip flexors are killing me today.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, let's get some of those awesome chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, the best chicken. You could actually,
salad.
it's big. It's a big one. You could split it, So
let's do it.
That's what we did the other
pour
day.
It on there, we'll get to go.
So, and then what do you see happening in, COVID's going to go away? What's the next steps for you?
I think that, as COVID goes away, you'll start to see these restaurants and lounges opening. We've been very fortunate where, we're just getting ourselves set up to be manufacturing this en masse. We are gearing ourselves up to be the McCormick of the cannabis industry because our culinary cannabis is cannabis flower that literally mimics the odor and taste of any herb or spice we want. I can't really get the heat in there yet. Like, for example, I can't do a hot pepper, but I can do a cinnamon, So we have no oregano, tastes like oregano. I think you've tried that.
Yeah.
Oregano.
Yeah.
We have rosemary Jane, which tastes like rosemary. We have cinnamon, which tastes like cinnamon. So we have a lot of different herbs and spices. And again, there's no herbs or spices mixed in. There's no oils mixed in. It's 100% cannabis put through a process that's rooted in molecular gastronomy that allows the cannabis to literally assume the odor and taste of anything we want to put into it.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
A lot of molecular talk. And,
a lot of words we don't understand here. I know Scof understands CBD. I know he understands THC, alcohol, tobacco,
Cohiba.
Exactly.
Yeah. But, it goes along with everything I'm trying to do. Find the right brands that I really believe in. I believe in you. We've had such good times with you. And talk about your cooking book. You've got a book.
So I do have a cookbook.
Tell us about your cookbook.
I've got a cookbook. It's called The 420 Gourmet.
Right.
You can either get it on our website, get the 420 Chef, and I can sign it to people, personalize it.
Yeah, that's
or on
wonderful.
Amazon. It's one of the top-selling cannabis cookbooks on Amazon. But the beauty of that cookbook is that not only does it teach you how to make your own light-tasting can of oil or can of butter, but it also teaches you how to use it, and then each recipe will tell you exactly how many milligrams of THC are in each serving, so that you know exactly what you're eating or what you're serving to your guests. And you can always tone it down and teach you how to do that. So it's the only cookbook out there that does that.
I love it because when we were doing this show,
I know
don't
where
know if you
you're going.
remember,
I know where
but I was
you're going.
like, we were getting ready. I was going to try some, and I was like, "Hey Jeff, how much do I use on this?" And he's like, 1 teaspoon, right?
I think at the time it's probably 1 teaspoon.
1 teaspoon. Yeah. I go. And I don't know who I was with. I said, let's just do 2. When we were driving home, I said, Judy, you got to drive home.
I said, only one.
Yeah, I felt like I was on a nice Rolling Stone rocket ship flying home. And it was great, and I felt, it's fun. Look at what's happening in the world now. I feel sorry for kids and people who have been arrested back 30 years ago for THC, right? That are still doing lifetime sentences.
Well, the good news is
that
the Last Prisoner Project, for example, that we're involved with, we support them. As a matter of fact, through our website, a portion of a lot of the sales we do go to the Last Prisoner Project. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get all these people out that are in jail for nonviolent drug offenses.
Terrible.
Cannabis, basically. And they shouldn't be in jail. So to get them out, get them, resituated, reacclimated to life as we know it. And it's interesting because I actually met a guy who got out after serving 12 years in jail. And he literally came out right when we shut down. He's like, and I met him because he was staying at this halfway house. I guess that's where you go, between prison and here. He goes, I can't even contact my family because I got to be in this place for X amount of time, and they keep your eye on you, and it's all crazy. And he was just telling me how he came out and he thought he was coming out into this world. Meanwhile, the world is shut down.
Oh my God!
So we're having those great conversations. Like, well, now you can at least figure it out. so that, you know, when it does open up, you're more acclimated to it. But it's really weird, you know, imagine being in jail and, you know, you don't see any of what's going on. You come out and then everything's shut down. It's like Twilight Zone, you know.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking about when we talked to Jet, and she was saying how like Boston George comes out after what 20-something
21 years.
You know, and those were an explosion of technology.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's cell phones.
Yeah.
All that
He's
stuff.
like, what is this?
Social media, you know, things that.
Well, look at his typewriter.
Yeah, he went in with a typewriter, came out with a laptop, right?
Yeah,
you know?
We were literally talking about, you know, how the GPS in my car. You went for a ride, and he's like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't need a map or anything. I just have to follow this. He's like, that is crazy.
Right? Can you imagine?
They kind of hear about these things, right? But they don't really use it. They don't know what it is, and they come out and they're just like in total like. Culture shock is to relearning. You really have to relearn. You know, like, life has changed. And that's only 12 years. After 20 years?
Right.
Or after 30 years? I mean, it gets crazy, you know. It's but thank God these guys are getting out.
Yeah.
You know, and that's and I think COVID was really a great catalyst. So legalization was one catalyst, but, you know, unfortunately government officials, in other words, they dragged their feet, right? Now COVID put like little fire underneath them. They had to get out, you know, release some of the prisoners, you know, just so they wouldn't get sick. Right, to, you know, bring down the population in the prisons. But, you know, he was also explaining to me that people don't understand just what a business prisons are. You know, they don't want to let them out.
Yeah.
Right. Because they're making money.
Yeah, because the government pays them per day, per everything.
Right.
I forget what it is, but it's millions and millions of dollars to keep a serial killer in prison when they should just, you know, axe the guy.
And the crazy thing is, you know, you think about it, and all these prisoners that are there for these like non-violent offenses, right? I mean, they could be adding so much more to society. So things that I'm doing, and I admit it, and I appreciate what they have sacrificed for me. You know, to be able to do this as a apparently white person. You know, I mean, although I'm Jewish, I don't consider myself white, even though I have, you know, I'm white in color. But you know, and there are many privileges afforded to people like us, right? That, you know, some of my friends and a lot of people in prison don't have.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, I even talk about it in my book where, you know, I'm so appreciative and I dedicate the book to these people because they are the ones that sacrificed so I could do what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
You know, and as we grow, we're going to be hiring people that are coming out. You know, and I feel that if you gave something up for cannabis and you got in jail and you're out now, we want you on our team. Because you've sacrificed for it, you understand it, we appreciate you, and you'll have a lot more love for what you're doing than anybody else because you literally got into jail because of something that you love.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's something that
I mean, I think, you know, like the 60s were big years, and that's what even Nicola's brand's about, the 60s, and I'm in my 60s now, so I always say it's, you know, bringing back the 60s. Or
I'm teetering on, I'm getting closer to 60.
Yeah, or keeping the 60s cool, as I say.
Yeah.
She's keeping it cool, I'm keeping it cool because I still think I'm pretty cool. So
I was born in the early 60s, so you know, I could still consider myself a 60s baby.
I've seen videos of the 60s. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right? Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
I mean, I'm ready for some chicken. I don't know
I'm ready for some
let's
chicken.
do it. Let's get something to eat.
Let's get something to eat. All right, guys.
Thanks, Chef.
Thank you. We'll be back with
you.
Nicola Angelos from Shagbagg. Wow, Fratty, that was fantastic.
Oh, my gosh, that chicken was unreal. Unreal.
I was talking about Jeff, the 420 chef.
Well, yes, of course. Jeff is always a great guest. Love having him on. I think that's his third time on the show.
Third time on the show. He actually looked pretty fly in Nicola's shag jacket, all black with this. Yeah, he's looking pretty good.
He's trying out a new style. I like it.
Yeah, definitely. So, oh my God, there's.
Special guest.
All right.
We have some surprise guests. I didn't know that you guys were going to be here.
You've been here all weekend with me. Come on, get over here.
All
we'll
right.
start with you.
We got
Nicola.
You got a camera.
You got your own mic.
Oh my God, there's a mic.
Camera right there.
Okay, wow.
Oh, look at this. Aneesah Moore is here too in the house.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Wow,
Hey, cheers.
Exactly.
So, Aneesah's a fantastic stylist, wardrobe stylist here, designer in LA, blogger, Instagram specialist.
A Jane of all trades.
Exactly. And then,
talking to our audience out there.
Right. Hi guys. Oh, Kathy, nice to see you. Bill, I'll give you a call after the show. Okay, thanks. All right. Yeah. All right, Don, I'll call you too.
We have the quiet now signs on, so there's like 1,000 people here, but all again COVID safe.
COVID safe. Yeah, they're all the way to LA Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
So, hi, Tom. Yeah, I know you're in the 5th row. But I mean, how great has this weekend been?
It's been fantastic. We've had a lot of great people roll through. So happy to get back out in the dining scene in LA, and just wanted to give them a little something extra for their first weekend back.
Yes, and I've been so sick of wearing this mask, but what are you going to do? We got to do it until we're all healthy, but
exactly.
We've been masking it up all the entire week, but yeah. So I mean, what'd you get out of this? I just got so much out of it. I mean, client-wise and friends stopping by and some clients.
Exactly. It was just really nice to meet everyone and be back out there and kind of check in and see how everyone was doing after all this. So, yeah.
You know what, Scof and I got out of it is a nice chicken sandwich, so thank you.
I know that chicken sandwich is good, as you people can see. Oh wait, thank God I got the typewriter paper. So, Aneesah, what are you doing here today?
I'm here to support my housemate and best friend, Cola.
Exactly.
And just have a break before I go back to work tomorrow.
Did you notice we stole about 60 of your plants here? No, I'm teasing.
Oh, I know. I was like, this one's from the back.
I go visit Nicola, and it's very, it's always beautiful. And then I come over now that you're there, and it's even prettier because of all the plants. It brings a lot of earthy feels to that.
Oh yeah, and
I like
life.
it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if anything, you got a lot of watering to do.
I do, actually. I was kind of doing that.
Yeah, really. I got to go to the restaurant.
But yeah, Aneesah, it's so nice having her here. She's busy all the time, so making the time to stop by and see us we're very grateful for. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you have? What's going on with you right now?
I'm working on a new show for Disney Plus.
Nice.
And
can you say what it is?
It has been announced on some the hosts and the judges.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. So, I know, but since I did sign an NDA and waiver.
You did? Okay. All right, so we'll have to kill you. We're mob related.
Hey, but I can share some Instagram posts that'll allude to what it's called.
All right, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So, and what else? I mean, personally, what have you been doing? A lot of your own fashion, a lot of stuff that you've been doing too?
Yeah, working with clients, and then also I do social media on the side, so I have to plan a shoot for some nurses, and I'm actually going to be a nurse.
Oh wow!
Oh my gosh! In the video.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Got a lot of nurses in the Schofield family. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we have a lot of nurses. So my daughter's a nurse at UCLA. My daughter-in-law's a nurse at Simi Valley. My son's wife, future wife, Denise, is going to be doing that too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, maybe they'll be interested in Care Connect.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, and then how long have you been in LA now?
Oh, I'm actually from LA.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, so I was born in Bellflower at the Kaiser.
Oh,
and then I used to live in the Bay Area for 10 years, and then Montana, and then back to LA.
Montana?
Yeah, but I graduated from Burbank High, went to college in Riverside, and
And I know it's been tough this year, but you've been staying busy, right?
I've been pretty busy. I was working during the pandemic. There were parts where I wasn't, but I started working more in June and July. And then I booked a TV series that I styled by myself from September till the end of December, right before Christmas.
Right.
And that was challenging, doing it all by myself.
Yeah,
and that's going to premiere, I think, in March, March or April.
That's awesome.
I mean, and what are you seeing in the world of fashion? I'm seeing so much of the 80s back right now.
Oh yeah, the 80s.
The baggier pants, the high-rise pants, the pants a little higher. Shoulders. I mean, it's crazy.
There's so many sleeves. It's 90s, 80s, and with a mix of 2000.
Right.
So I feel like we have that boy band where the tracksuits and then a lot of the jumpsuits and then cargo pants. Like Jinko jeans.
Wow. No, it's all coming back. I mean, it's
my terrible high school, middle school style is coming back around. I can bring those photos out. Not think I look I look terrible.
But you can't get in them, right?
No.
Be the last thing I could do.
I wore a medium back then.
Medium. So I'm noticing that we decided to do the smoking jackets because I do so much loungewear. This was the inspiration because I was given this back years and years ago when I was like 19, 20 years old by Hugh Hefner, and pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And then so I had it cut a little longer because I've been watching. Ours are a little shorter that we designed. I've been watching a lot of 1870s like shows, early, like Warrior, a great television series right now, and I think they just got canceled, but they're trying to come back. I heard, and it's about San Francisco in the 70s and 80s, 1800s.
Oh yeah, it's written by Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee's document. Get something involved with it.
It's a crazy. Lonnie, my old partner, he's one of the directors and everything, but it's a crazy show. But the men were so dapper. I mean, the way they dressed with, scarves around their necks, and and then you look at any of the English movies or the Scottish movies, where they're warriors or whatever they are. The same thing. I mean, they're out there, slaying the dragon, and then the next thing you know, they're all dressed up and going to a ball. And the women had the,
like
what was
the 18th century, like the pompous.
Yeah. What was that about?
I feel like there's a lot of layers. But it's the times, because I think, the skirts were really formal at one point, and then they kept on getting bigger because just fashion, things were getting big.
Right.
But even after the 20s, because they went through they had their kind of pandemic back in the 1920s, and we kind of re-experienced that this past year. And it's like once things reopen, everyone was dressing up because they couldn't go anywhere. So I feel like that's going to happen here, where we're confined, we're not really confined to our homes, but we have to stay at place for a certain amount of time. So once things start reopening, people are like, this is my chance to put on an outfit and go out and be seen.
I mean, I used to wear jeans every day, and I was like, jeans are so comfortable, this is great. And then I was at home for 9 months, and I wore anything with an elastic waistband, shorts, sweatpants, whatever, and I was like, put on jeans for the first time after 5 or 6 months, and I was like, these are so rigid, they're constrictive, all sorts of stuff, and I was like, sweatpants need to become the new workwear.
So nice, man. They are. I like just the regular just a regular sweatshirt. It has some writing on it. And the kids maybe throw on a baggier pair of jeans, or they got some old Adidas pants that they've cut short, and they're wearing some Docs. It's just crazy. But I like the style. I really do.
Well, it is coming back.
Yeah.
If you go to the stores, I feel they've been dressing up sweats with boots, and it looks really hip. And
there's also a brand. There's a brand I think called
long and baggy, and just
it's like an elevated comfort.
There's a brand I think called Quelo, and they have sweatpants with belt loops on it, so you can put a belt on your sweats and then wear them more like a dress pant. But you're wearing sweatpants.
I mean, we're in advertising and fashion and design, and so look at you. I mean, this is LC King. It's a great brand. We both like it. It's work clothing, but you can dress it up and look at handsome as ever.
And you can tell that it's good tailoring, the seams.
Yeah, the seams.
It fits to a T.
Triple stitch.
Yeah.
Triple stitch. He's really a really talented, artist himself, and I mean, he's a modern day Levi Strauss. So I love that, and I love. I mean, I'm thinking what do these people think I'm walking around in a robe or what? Am I homeless or no? But I think it looks good. I've had
you're the Hugh of Lunetta. The Hugh of Lunetta.
That's Hugh and Lunetta. Well, listen, we just wanted to thank you so much for joining us, and we really appreciate your support. We've had a lot of friends come by this week, and it's been fantastic. It really has.
The spot is great.
It's a great spot, right?
I've even had people reach out to me to see if they can have photo shoots here.
Oh, really? Well, let us know, because then we'll let Mike know, and then we'll charge him. And sorry, Mike, but that's the deal. Right?
I'll bleep that.
How much? No, but it's been great, and thank you. I mean, she's fantastic to work with and hang with, and we've had so many friends come through. It's been fantastic. So
it's been a great weekend.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's about the branding, and I think we're elevating both our brands right now, and that's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Cheers. All right. Wow, that was fantastic, huh?
Oh man, those girls are a hoot. I can only imagine the nights when you're over at their place. brainstorming the next
my
move.
God. It's
I don't know how much work you get done, but you definitely have a good time.
We normally don't get any work done, but we get ideas, and then we pin it, and then we spin it to Monday.
That makes sense.
Oh my God, there's Rock Jacobs in the house. Good, my man. Good, my man.
Yes.
Good.
What's
so,
good, brother? How are you?
How
we doing it?
We're doing it. It's overtime. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
We got some olive oil. We could just throw it on there. And Don't worry about it. But we got sprays. So I've recently partnered with him in augmented reality, virtual reality,
Yes, I've been hearing
lifestyle,
lots about it.
Harvard. I mean, we've had some really fantastic meetings. We did the co-protect mask spots, 6 of them together. And it couldn't have gone. You're just hard worker, great guy. Rock, I mean, you've been doing this for a long time now, and you've worked on several movies. You've worked with McAllen's. You've got Aston Martin as a client. I mean, who's been through several changes over the years, and they've stuck with you.
They've stuck with me through they were public, then they went bankrupt. A billionaire bought them. Brought them back private. They've changed CEOs, and I still work with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Great company.
Awesome. So I mean, you and I are having some big times right now. What else is new? You have a feature too, maybe you're working.
Yes, we got a feature coming up with Sigourney Weaver, Kate Mara, and Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's called Call Jane.
Call Jane.
Yeah.
And what's it about?
Women's rights.
Wow.
It's a true story. Back, in the 60s, late 60s, when women couldn't go get an abortion, these girls got together. They'd write on the bathroom stall, "Call Jane if you need help."
Oh my God!
And they
what
were doing these
story.
like in a speakeasy type of, backdoor environment, and they were doing these abortions for them. And these are women that getting raped or whatever it may be that needed these things. And doctors were charging money, and these ladies said, "We're not going to charge for this. We need to help people." And it's a true story. It's going to be an awesome movie. Yeah, we shoot next month.
Okay. That sounds great. And then we're also in the middle of a pitch for the NFL draft is coming up in Cleveland. So we've been talking to the city of Cleveland about some really cool work there with an agency out of Kansas City, MMGY. They're fantastic. We've had nothing but wonderful experience with them. And it's really nice to deal with somebody like Christy who understands our business and knows experiential and AR and VR, and she's like, it's been terrific teamwork and everything.
I mean, it's great because it's the evolution of content with technology. And for many years, technology and what we do in entertainment had butt heads.
Right.
And now finally we're able to work together and use that technology to take our storytelling to the next level.
It seems like right now is like that same point when George Lucas brought green screens to the film.
Yes.
Where it's new, people don't know how to use it yet. Maybe all the technology's not there, but you need stuff to start it. And you get other people who then see the potential in it, and they invest in it, and they grow it and grow it. And now you see what shows like The Mandalorian were able to do with an all-new style of a green screen where it's an LED screen, and it's three-dimensional, and they've just taken it to the next level. I worked in music, and everyone's gone into these virtual concerts. Everything's online, get in. And the bands are making money, but it's not fun for them otherwise because they don't get the energy from the fan. For me, watching it, I don't have the same energy as I was there. And I think there could be a potential where if I put on the goggles, and now I can see everyone else that has goggles on.
Yeah.
And they can hear me, and I can hear them. The band can hear and see me. Now we're replicating the true concert environment.
Yes.
I'm in my living room. I can't get to New Jersey to see Bruce Springsteen. I can't get to, these festivals.
The only place you're going to go is into...
Well, yeah, now he's in jail.
Terrible. I'm a big fan of the boss. But
there's these concerts in other places where I can't go and see them, but I could jump on and now have that same experience, not just watching it, but interacting with the crowd, hearing other people, and then the bands... they could have some sort of screen on the other side where they see and hear the fans' reaction as they would, and I think that could be the future of it. The technology's not yet there for that, you, me, and them to interact yet. And I think when it can, that could be a huge new market that'll have more opportunity, especially in ages like this where we can't have large gatherings.
Right. No. I agree, and it does so much for telecommunications. 5G
has changed the world.
As you said, the technology is just there. It's not fully there. But for every telecommunications company, for every provider of phones, they love this.
Yeah.
Chip manufacturers, they love this because the more data we can create, new processors, new memory, they have to make new phones over and over.
Right.
And it's just great to finally see things really pushing in that direction and people adopting it. Because I started in virtual reality in 2015, and we dropped the camera on the football field of the Dallas Cowboys, and people knew what it was. And the consumption, people weren't ready for it. We only had Google Cardboard at the time. And so to see it come as far as it has, now they've got glasses that they just
No
look
different
like
than this.
sunglasses.
Yeah. I mean, the Bodes. I mean, somebody was here. We got talking about AR earlier, and they said, yeah, we were just looking at the new Bose sunglasses that are AR glasses. I mean, he put them on me and said, check these out. And they have you can hear the music coming out of the arms of the glasses, and it's just it's no different. When I put them on, it's no different than having earbuds in your ear.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I mean, you know, and then I tell clients, like, I mean,
If I close you out, I
yeah,
just have to do my paperwork. I'm sorry,
okay.
Bob.
That's okay. Hang on, people. We gotta get it, Bill.
It's live. It's live.
You're under the gun, Scof.
There you go. All right, we gotta pay our bills around this place. Otherwise, we're gonna cut the electric.
Don't come here if you don't pay your bill. They'll find you and they will make you pay. Just like the mob.
Yeah.
It's
So,
like, wow.
but anyways, yeah, I'm really stoked about what's going on with us and everything we have going on. And hang on, step in there and talk a bit.
Likewise, I think it's a lot of opportunity coming up.
Yeah.
Even though we had to sit still for a year and a half now, but I think there's a lot of new opportunities on the horizon.
Yeah, and then I even just thought of with Black Mirror when they did the Netflix movie, where it's almost like your own choose your own destiny. Where now it's like more and more things are interactive. The fan controls what's happening. Not people aren't making content. You just have to take it as it is.
Right.
There's more and more opportunity for you to create your own content within the world they've created, and I think that's exciting because now it one thing to appease to so many people without having to just do one thing trying to appease to everyone. Everyone has their own, oh, I like this aspect, so I'm just going to go and hang out here and do that. Whereas someone else in that world can go do something else and get the same excitement with a completely different experience.
Right. It's more targeted marketing, and, it's really better for both people. It's better for the marketeer. It's better for the consumer.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, Scof, what are we
You guys
doing?
done taping right now?
All right. Yeah, no, go ahead, Jeff. Yeah,
What-
so,
what-
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Glad
glad to be on. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming in. I know you got some food. We just had the chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
If you're
let's
getting
just do
it,
that.
highly recommended.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, good.
Thanks for stopping by.
All right.
Right, hang on, let me get back in here.
Scof's back. Scof's back.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah,
Appreciate
that's
it.
good.
That was awesome. Here you go, honey.
Thank you so much, guys.
We paid our bill, Mike. All right. Thanks, Rock. All right, let's wrap this thing up.
Awesome. Well, Scof, this was great. Thanks for having me up here. I know I missed last year, so I'm excited to be here for this one. But
Freddie.
I'm really excited for this year and what we got for
I think-
next year's.
I think we got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. Thank you, everyone. Check in and watch this show. And next time you hear about our podcast, which will be actually back here at Lunetta All Day, St. Pat's Day, we're going to do some of the kilted games. And I think I'm talking to a kilt maker so that, you guys can come in and buy one and make your lady happy when they ask you to,
I mean, I won't be wearing underwear under mine. So.
There you go. Bye, everyone.
That's awesome.
Thank you, man. You have fun? Yeah.
Absolutely, dude.